By the way, I had a great weekend down, and before I get to this, I got an hour to fill, so don't worry about it. I had a great weekend. I've just been in a real slump as far as writing new bits, just because my life has ground to a halt here. It's like, I'm not going out. I'm not doing anything. Like, my wife went to the Beyoncé concert last night at the Rose Bowl, and I was actually thinking I should have gone, because there's no fucking way I wouldn't have got a bit out of that. I would have felt old. I would have felt stupid. I wouldn't know what the songs were. And she come out fucking whipping her weave around and shit. There'd be something I could talk about. Right? But instead I went down to the Comedy Store and I did a couple of shows. And I actually went out. This is for other comedians that are out there. And I was just so fucking sick of doing the same shit and trying to make it work. Every once in a while, if you just go out there and you're just not thinking anything and you just start fucking talking, it works way better and it breathes new life into all your jokes. I just kind of went out there, and which is a very terrifying thing to do if you've never done that in stand-up, because you really feel like you're, do you remember in like The Matrix, when Keanu Reeves, they're trying to convince him to fucking step off that building and he's not going to fall to his death? All he has to do is believe. Was it that movie, or was it fucking Battlestar Galactica, Moonraker? I don't know one of those space movies, right? It wasn't even space, but sci-fi. He had to like believe it, and if you believe it, then you're fine. If you don't believe it, you actually fall to your death. This is sort of one of those things, but of course you're not going to die. You're just going to, metaphorically die on stage. Is basic stepping off the building is basically just leaving your act behind and just talking. So I just went out there and I just started riffing on the fact that I made a smart move by not going to Beyonce, because, when I went to Lady Gaga with my wife, she was mad at me for like 3 fucking days after that one, in defense of me, which there really, really is no defense. I watched the Patriots. We lost, I think, to the Ravens in the playoffs during the day. So I was already drinking. I already had a good 6-pack in me. And then we took a car service to fucking Lady Gaga, and we went on the thing. And it was, I'm all about seeing the band. I want to see the drummer and all that type of shit. And she, on this tour, for whatever reason, it's her tour, it's her choice, whatever, she had him in like this house. There was a fucking house, and I couldn't see the drummer. There was like a window. I could kind of see his hands a little bit of his head, and that was it. And it was just like, what the fuck? I want to see the band. And I can't, it was so long ago, I don't remember what the fuck. But I just started telling that story, how I fucking pissed her off. And then if I went to the Beyonce thing, how I would just, when they sang like that Independent Woman song and everything, just the dirty looks I'd be giving most of the women there, knowing that they were full of shit and that they shouldn't be putting their hands up in the air, It was just a smart move that I didn't go. And my wife still has never gotten over my behavior at the Lady Gaga concert, to the point that I actually asked her to come on the podcast to talk about the Beyonce concert, and she just goes, no. And I tried not to laugh. I tried to hold it together. I go, what do you mean no? She goes, what do you think, I'm a fucking idiot? No. She goes, I'm not going on the podcast and giving you an opportunity to start trashing Beyonce. I'm not going to trash Beyonce. Okay? I have to admit, she started showing me video clips of the concert, and she had it like the way she was we were on the couch, so she snuggled up next to me, so she's holding it kind of low to my, near my stomach, and like 3 times I started laughing looking at the clips. And look, dude, I know she's way more talented than I could ever be. I don't even remotely put on a show like her, but there's just something funny to me about when everybody dances in unison and they have that, that angry look on their face. It's just the funniest. It's just like, what is the problem? They're coming up and they got their arms out, and they're doing that little fucking thing with their head and their feet are running. It's just I can't even dance. Like the fucking nerve of me to laugh at it, but it always strikes me. It's absolutely ridiculous. I understand why it's awesome and people appreciate it, but it's also really fucking funny. To me, I should say. I don't know why. Maybe, you know what? I'm just a cunt. Don't listen to me. So whatever. So I made a great fucking move by not going to that concert.